So if you put this title into Google Translate, you get From the Moon to the Heart of Heaven. And not even 5 minutes later, I discovered this artist, Camille Forsad. And would you look at that? Good morning, Camp Nano. This is going to be fun. When I was young, I kind of thought editing was sacrilege. Like, you can change the wording, but you can't touch the plot. That's sacred, that's sacrosanct. Obviously that's not good because I have always been a pantser, but specifically in this one, it's really weird because, to go on a little bit of a tangent, like, we were, even in, like, Montessori, I was excruciatingly aware of, like, the copycat Chinese stereotype, and I was so paranoid, even up to like 14, 15, maybe even older. I was like, I will not read an instruction book. That's how deep it kind of got into me. And I know it's been really playing on my mind because of the whole, like, Here is the Art by Camille Forsad, which inspired this, to then be like, okay, I do think it's really important, and I always have. And part of that whole not even reading instructions was, like, always credit your influences, so that people can't be like, oh, you took this. Like, no, I've already admitted to, like, taking inspiration from it. You can't call me a copycat. So yeah, the big thing is, like, if there is an element of this which I haven't said, and I'm not going to actually say it out loud, but if you've been following my work for a while, you will probably know what I'm referring to. And it's something that I don't know enough about right now. I'm still studying it, and it's incredibly complicated, and I don't know Chinese, so I'm really struggling with my studies on it. But in terms of, like, drawing from, like, the universe, like, oh, this one is inspired by the moon, this one is inspired by, like, black holes, this one is, it's all within a larger framework, which also means that whatever plot I come up with, and I really like a lot of the things that I'm coming up with, it's all going to pretty much be ripped up. So it's both a good thing and a bad thing. I'm really glad that it's freeing, but it's also, like, quite shallow at the moment, which is a little bit frustrating, but also, like, I couldn't, if I came up with, like, a very rock solid plot, I don't think it would fit into the framework that we're going to be going with later. So yeah, it kind of, I've never had a project like this before, and frankly, I don't really want another one like it again. It's really not what I thought it was going to be. So this is not how I expected Camp Nano to go at all. I was doing so well, and I thought, how am I doing so well? Turns out, before it started, I actually set the word count to 15,000, which is why I've been doing so well. But yesterday and the day before, I wasn't really at the laptop working, so Wednesday was 4 words and yesterday was 12, I think. And in total, it is 1,198. Still not great, but also it's kind of, I don't know, I started off with this idea of, like, not quite Fondalee's Jade War, but, like, houses and inter-house politics, and yeah, it's nothing like that. And I'm very confused. I'm gonna go with it and see where it takes me, but yeah, weird. I'm so happy about that email that I got. It kind of gave me a little boost, and I'm excited to get back to it. But like 10% of 15,000 is 1,500. So it also kind of was a little bit sobering in a way. And today I'm glad, because today I feel much more stable in it. I think I mentioned before that, what is it called? What have I called this whip? From the heart of the moon to the heavens, I think, or something. But the placeholder title that I put in was Astra. So I'm kind of considering this like, this isn't the thing that I wanted to do. A thing that I'm repeatedly drawn to is like ancient modern, which is like Gufeng, and families and houses. Excuse me, like Fondely's Jade City, and I like de Baudard's The House of Shattered Wings. Wow, my throat. Yeah, and so this is very much, it's a really interesting thing that's happening within this family, but it's not the story that I wanted to tell. So I'm now at a point where I'm just like, this is a thing, this is like a side story, and it's helping me flesh out this family and its dynamics and its sins. And when it comes time to write the actual proper story, this is something that I can, help to structure it. Foundational stuff. And yeah, it's not the usual way I write, but it's great. And maybe one day I can polish this up, when the story itself is done, and that can be like a bonus thing or whatever. Yeah, so I'm feeling great about it, actually. I don't think I will reach the 15,000, but I think for the actual NaNo, I will take out a month's subscription for the words again, because it's not going to happen otherwise, I don't think. What? Okay, so we might as well do this. I haven't done anything else with Camp Nano. Not at all. There's just something about saying, oh, I'm going to work on this project, that makes it so easy to work on like every other project. So one is Tadashan Tadahai, which is her mountain, her sea. And I think that is the name of like a sapphic Chinese novel thing, and I thought that's a great title. I'm also going to do that. Intended as a novella. We'll see how that goes. And then one that's kind of Six of Crows ish vibe. Yeah. Yeah, I think also that I have a lot of research to do for Camp Nano, and I'm just not doing it. There's too much going on this month, unfortunately. In the last chapter that I was writing of there was a confrontation between two of the sisters. She was in the middle of she grabbed her documents and was about to smudge the ink on her birth certificate. Was going to just deface and destroy it when one of the twins arrived, and it was going to be this big turning point. And I was going to go back and rewrite that. It was going to be the prologue, and it was going to be this chapter, and I thought that you don't have to waste time on a lot of build up then. It makes things flow better. I like her voice better. But yesterday I filmed a day out vlog. We went to the Weavers' cottage in Kilbarkin, which is a great historical site. And I highly recommend going there, but I was very pemmy even before, and when I got in the car and it started moving, and I was like, I am dying. PEM is in like post-exertion malaise, and I genuinely at this point, it's really frustrating that I had this plan and how I was gonna fix this Camp Nano whip, and I don't think I can write it. I'm like, we're not only filming in the dark, I have my eyes covered, I can't look at the screen without pain. And we're close enough to the end of the month that it's just like, I need to rest and I need to not do this. And that sucks. But I think this is how we're going to close it out.